Hi guys and welcome to a ridiculously special Trace of 2021 video. Oh, do I need to say more? The 411, 412 EMU. Right, let's get this out of the way. I have known about this, and so have a lot of people really, for quite a long time. About 2 and a bit years. Actually, this has been going on maybe 3. Some very early leaked pictures of it a long time ago. But it's been worked on and I'm in awe just looking at it now. It's the weathered version as well, which has made me even happier. So yeah, this is actually my first proper look at it. I've seen a few screenshots in development, but I have not seen anything like this. I haven't watched the trailer, which of course is 45 minutes. Does not... hands down one of the... I mean, the crackle. Oh, right, let me get the start of the video. Right, okay, so first look, guys. Please remember, this is my first look. I will go through, we'll start a little drive with it. I'll try and get it moving, then I'll go through the manual and we'll look at bits and pieces, blah, 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 blah. I have not practiced this. I have not looked at it. I will say things that I will get wrong, and then I might correct myself either later on in the video, 10 seconds later. So don't worry, it's a first look. These are my initial thoughts. So it's literally brain to mouth or brain to backside, whichever you prefer. But it is one of those. So let's get going. First of all, it is stunning to look at. The texturing, the weathering. The fact that we've got hoppers open. Right, let's so yeah, with first looks we don't always do the scenario on time or anything like that, so do remember that as well, please. But we will try, because I want to get in the cab and get this going. Hello driver, first things first. Unload passengers here at Rainham, where you're due away at 10:05. You'll then call it Gillingham, Chatham, Rochester, Soul Green, Mepham, Longfield, Farningham Road, Swanley, St Mary's Cray, Bromley South and Victoria. So fair on. We might actually not complete this scenario in the video, but we will have a good look at the train. That's more the aim with the first look. Scenarios you will get videos of, don't you worry about that. Right, okay. I've got door control panel on. I don't know if it's going to work, but it does. I also have the power brake controller. I don't know if that's going to work. For so long we have had substandard slammer stock in TS, especially electric multiple unit. We've had the 205, which is beautiful. Cold starts. Vestibule door closes. Oh man, NRN and everything. Oh, CSR, sorry. Lights. Let's get some lights on. What's this one? No markers. That's a bit annoying. I don't want cab light. I'm guessing one of those is my tail light as well. None of them in my headlight. All got DRA. Works on there as well. Got my ding dings, and I'll give it a buzz. No movable master key from the combined touch brake controller, but I have got it from keyboard. Oh, power handle works as well. Doesn't like that. Doesn't like the power brake controller because it's using the API. It's just not using that. No bogey cam. No way! So those of you that are familiar with seeing these things, you never knew whether it was in the night. You'd see them go past, and you see a wheel slip noise that is. Oh, it flashes! Jesus, this thing is nice. Okay. Somebody said already on Facebook it's like billion horns. We've got the farty one. Let's get this into weak field and get this up. What can I play with? Got overload resets. Are we slipping there? Yeah, we're wheel slipping. That's very cool. The wheels are just completely slipping underneath me. Auxiliaries, excellent. MG stuff. Let's close you off. Windscreen wipers this side. Handbrake. Fuse cupboard. Oh! That sounded like it cut something there. Is that going to cut power or something if I do it? Might just... Feels like heaven. Not too many clickies, that's good. Right, before I oh. Charge phone, look, so I've got 3-pin. This is going to take more than one video, this, isn't it? It is beautiful. Let's try out some EP-ness on the brakes. Right, basics performance-wise, absolutely fine. Listen to the brake rub. Sorry, I just had to do that a little bit more than I should have done there. It's got a fan. Not that I literally will ever use the fan. Oh, but it has a low and a high, which means that for some visual effect I might use it. Right, these brakes are going to bite Ah, tread brakes. That was very, very nice, though. Right, let's get the doors open. I didn't open my doors. Okay, don't know what that was, or why I did that. But let's have a look. Unless that... haven't got it so it opens before you get into this, before you actually ask it to open the doors, have they? Right, livery wise, I'll go through in a second. I want to find out what's going. Let me look at this one and see if the AI does it. No, okay. Let's get moving and we'll have a read of the manual. Don't use the power brake controller, Alan. It doesn't work with this. So keyboard commands, different cab variants. What do I want? I'd probably want... the wheel slip in this thing is immensely well simulated. So you've got both bogey types. I'm just quickly flicking through this and then we'll go back into it properly. Wheel slip and wheel slide, yeah. Tread brake simulation, just said that, did feel that. Variable brake performance, brilliant. Horn variants, yeah, somebody said there was. There's 6 horn variants in this. Sorry, I'm too excited. I'm running through this than I should usually do. Slam doors. When arriving in a station, a scenario marker can be placed in the scenario editor which lets the train know it's about to stop, load, unload passengers. This allows us to simulate the classic scene of doors opening before the train has come to a stop. They are selected at random and open with progressively more opening as the train reaches a stop before flinging open just before stopping. The guard door on the TVC vehicle is also included in this. What a fantastic feature. Okay, let's get started with a manual read through without making this thing slip too much. Even though we've got a 50 and then we're at Chatham anyway. Right, livery wise, you have BR Blue with logos, NSC logos, that sort of jazz. London and South East, which of course is one of my favourites, which is the Jaffa Cake livery. Both types of that, NSE, every variant of NSE. Connex CX1, Connex Revised. BR Green, Network Southeast, Stagecoach Blue and White. Don't think I've ever even seen that. Southwest Trains. Southwest Trains with the black front. Southeastern Trains with the white. Yeah, that's cool. Southeastern Trains with the black front. So they're your liveries. Oh, what? You can even go into the vestibule? It's got an emergency cupboard and a paddle. I'm having a look. I'm watching this train pull in. Even though I'm going to be rubbish with the brakes. And it will stop somewhere. Because I'm a real crap judge when it comes to this sort of thing. We're only a 4-car anyway or something. Oh, don't overrun. I've had to put it into auto. That was not even the best at that, but I really liked that. Right, how do we get to the vestibule? Where's that gone? It's gone out the window. Awesome. So what that is it would show depot staff or drivers coming up to prepare units that the handbrake was on in that cab. So that's what they do with the paddle. And that's not what it's actually for. It's for paddling up. So it would be put underneath the third rail shoes to disconnect the third rail from the train itself. There was no automatic way of lifting the third rail shoes off on these. It was called paddling up. Some good videos on YouTube of the paddling up procedure. It's got the mini auxiliary cupboard, which is the one we opened there. There is definitely something with that cupboard. It seems interlocked somehow. So in here you've got the auxiliary isolation switch, trip and close. Ah. TSW, come on. This thing is superb looking. So this is us going through Old Rochester. And we have flies on the window! Nice action on the windscreen wiper there. Not too noisy, not too bad. Right, so non-standard keyboard controls. You've got auxiliary isolation switch on and off, brake handle, emergency, and brake handle lap at 60. So that would be the air brake, because of course you've got AP and then air. Cab switch, driver's remote appliance, heco blind, first digit up down, heco blind, second digit up down, headlight space. Hold on. Hold on, 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 hold on. So they all opened a little bit first. I'm coming in quite hard on the brakes as well. Horn factor. That's horn factor 1. Horn factor 2. Ah! Horn factor 3. Oh, nice compressor. Horn factor 4. That's a good compressor sound, that. I just heard the ding-dings from outside. Oh, I like that one. Horn factor 5. Like that one as well. Horn factor 6. Horn factor 5. Horn factor 4. Like that. Angry, like me. Have your dings back, mate. I heard them from outside. Horn factor. So not only do we have clag factor, motor factor, we have motor factor up and down on this as well. I've literally just read it. So this is it on its quietest. Then you can get a really noisy one. Wow. Musky in and out, motor factor up and down, saloon light on and off is on O, visual aids, wipers. Right, features. Apart from the ones we've already just looked at. You have cab variants. From refurbishment in the 80s to the withdrawal in 2004, the cab did not change much apart from seat maquette and the addition of driver's reminder appliance and train protection warning systems. Era-specific stickers are also visible. The Southwest trains cabs. The correct variant is automatically chosen depending on the livery you're using. So you've got British Rail, Network South East and Southwest trains. I'm speeding. Say hello to my submarine. So you get ones with DRA on this side, which we have, but we don't have the TPWS, which would be up here by the looks of things. Passenger view. I haven't looked in the passenger view yet. A passenger view with multiple camera angles is provided for all vehicles in this pack. What? So you can go through all of them. So the DMS, the TBC, the TS, and the TSRB. So that'd be driving motor second. TBC? No idea. Trailer. Brake corridor? Trailer standard restaurant buffet? I don't know. I'll work that out at some point. Not massively important at the moment because I'm just a bit excited. With both British Rail Network Southeast and moquettes. So DMS is driving motor second. TBC is trailer brake composite. There you go. So you've got passenger views for every type of coach. Trailer second restaurant buffet was right. I did get that bit right. Oh wow, that looks awesome. We're having a look at that. I've seen cab views that are not as nice as this. How do you switch between them? Don't know. Do we just press 5 a few times? Do like the fact you got vestibule. These always, to me, had a real quite freaky looking vestibule in them. I'm sure if I carry on reading it might tell me about it. Or it might be that you have to have set a specific one, I don't know. See, what are these? These are Commonwealth bogies on this. Just got to bogies. So there was a Mark IV Botamogi. Botamogi? No, this is... Oh, this is it. This is it. So this is a Mark IV motor bogie. And this has Commonwealth trailer bogies. Then there was a Mark VI Bogamoti motor bogie. And then they had B5s. So external variations, many of the external variations carried by these units have been modelled so as to represent each individual unit closely as possible. These are automatically applied depending on the class number of your unit. So that's headlight low, headlight high, small echo box, offside windscreen wiper, draft excluders and window bars. That would have been on the later ones, wouldn't it? Camshaft traction system. Love the camshaft unit. I think the 63s, some of the 63 stock had chopper, didn't it? Oh, I love the difference. It's a horn, that. So this pack implements the camshaft system of regulating power, which was commonly used in DC EMUs such as 411, 412 until the 1980s. This works by progressively cutting out resistance when powering up, so to control the current going to the motors as well as the resistance. The traction motors can be set up in 2 modes to control current: shunt, series and parallel. It's also got weak field, which is back EMF. It does go on to say about that. In 1988, to keep up with the recently introduced 442s, a second weak field notch was added to all Class 412s, so to provide improved acceleration between 45 and 60 mile an hour. This is known as the Greyhound modification. See, nickname I knew for these was a Greyhound. And it's been simulated. Excellent. Anytime it is possible to halt the progression listed above by selecting a lower handle position except for 0. For example, if you wish not to take all of the resistance out of the series notch, you can hold your current level of acceleration by placing the power handle back into the shunt notch. This is known as hand notching. Awesome. It's going to take some getting used to, this is. You can only decrease power by returning down to 0, so off, and then reapplying power to the desired notch. Finally, moving the series only to normal switch to series only will allow you to take advantage of the higher rate of acceleration in notch 4, but the camshaft will not progress beyond series. This must always be used when ascending the Thomson Harbour branch and may provide useful for providing extra assistance to a failed train. We're going to find that series only switch and give that a flip. Wheel slip and wheel slide protection simulation is in. Wheel slip, whereas where the wheel slips due to poor adhesion, usually in the autumn or wet weather. You will know this is happening by the pitch the traction motors will suddenly increase and the speedometer needs will rise rapidly. These units do not feature any wheel slide protection, so it's up to you to control any slip. You must assess which power notch is most suitable for the conditions and balance the occurrence of wheel slip with maximum possible rate of acceleration. With the camshaft stuff, this is going to be a pain in the bum-de-bum-bum. Or actually, maybe easier. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Due to the camshaft traction system, this is a careful balancing act, as shutting off power and then applying it will require you to cycle through the various stages of the camshaft again, potentially losing valuable time. As a result, the slip is too severe. It is recommended that you wait 2 or 3 seconds before shutting off in case traction is regained. So I'm watching my speed as well here. I'm coming in way too fast to take advantage of watching those doors open. In fact, we're coming in so fast in this we may overrun. But we're not here for the scenario anyway. You guys know that. Nah. See you later, Soul Street. So if you watch the amps, you're actually watching them cut it out. Then it gets into weak field. Now we're slipping. We're going to lay off the speed to get into Mepham. So due to the character balancing act, you're required to cycle through various stages. You might lose time, 2 or 3 seconds. And carefully manage the power to ensure you don't slip any longer. The use of hand notching, as described in previous sections, is vital for this. It's also worth noticing the slip tricks the camshaft into thinking you're going faster than you are. As a result, it will proceed to cycle by increasing power. If you should then regain traction, the current would be much higher than if you hadn't slipped, and as a result, you could overload the motors. Oh my god, this is going to be something to drive. To obtain power again, return the power handles off and press the overload reset button on the right of the speedometer. Well done, lads. Well done. Love with that feature. EP auto brake. Sorry, wheel slide. Wheel slides when the wheel slides due to pure adhesion, usually in the autumn or wet weather. It's not as likely to be encountered as wheel slip, but it is vital to look out for as a result of not stopping, or it can be catastrophic. You know this is happening. The speedometer needle suddenly falls, and you hear a change in the sound of the wheels. As with wheel slip, there is no automatic protection in place to counteract wheel slide when it occurs. It's up to you to control the brake pressure applied to balance the occurrence of wheel slide and maximum rate of retardation. Please see this table. You can get it on Discord, I think. Please see this table below for what you expect during each season and varying weather conditions. Right. Oh, do that clank. Already sliding, see? 2 or 3 seconds. Is it catching? It's catching up. God, I bet this is a hoot in the snow. Let's leave it about there for now. Let's practice a bit of hand notching. It's caught, it's caught. This is going to be some units drive, this is. It's just slipping all over the place. Got a fair old climb as well. Slipping again. Right, so yeah, you're going to have to balance it for wheel slide as well. Wow. Okay, crazy. EP brake. So it includes an accurate representation of the combined electro-pneumatic brake and auto brake. Please see it below for an explanation. So very briefly, electro-pneumatic is sort of notched in front. So that's this section to this section, so 0 to 60. And then you have an air brake from 60 up to 100 in emergency. 51, 52, Longfield. We're probably going to get some wheel slide here. So at 40% I'm an EP. So this is a proportional self-lapping brake between 0 and 44%. The train will handle and provides graduated release, which means you can release the brake without having to move back to release by simply changing position on the train brake handle. So it will proportionally, so instead of having to come straight off and then go back on, like you would with a non-lapping brake, like the actual auto brake. So with the auto brake, you'd have to like put it into 60. Anything above that, so 60 is called a lap position. Anything above that will apply the brake, then you pull it back to the lap position, which is like a hold position as such. Don't know why I didn't just read what Richard's written. He's way more eloquent at it than me. Tread brake simulation. Now, you've already heard me mention this. By default, train that simulated brake performance is consistent throughout the speed range, so full application 70 mile an hour will have the same retardation than 10 mile an hour. This is fairly good representation of how disc brake works, but for stock with tread brakes like the 411, 412, it is not realistic. Let's put some more brake on because we need a bit more brake. Love it. As a result, this pack has scripted brake force to simulate the relatively poor performance at high speed and the bite at lower speed where performance increases quite significantly. So tread brakes, really high speed, heat up, brake fade. Then when it slows down, the cast iron brake blocks on the wheels go and get a stronger bite on them, and that's where you get it. Variable power and brake performance. This is just so in-depth. It's unreal. Any trained driver will tell you that, especially an older stock, braking power and performance can vary quite noticeably from unit to unit, despite being within the same class. We have simulated this variance by randomly allocating a brake factor and power factor. Every time you drive a unit in the simulator, this factor can reduce or increase performance by a maximum of 10% either way. There is no way of finding out what factor you have in your unit has been allocated except for assessing the feel when power or braking. So every time you drive this, it's gonna you're really gonna have to learn this. This isn't something for everybody. Please note, this is where everybody can. I suggest everybody does go and get this. Variable motor traction volume. We've done that. We've done that in other packs as well. So Shift M, Control M changes our motor factor. Horn variants. We've been through those. There's 6 of them. Head code and roller blinds. So we have fully operational winders for our roller blinds. So we can wind them back the other way as well. What does that one do? I don't know what that one does. There's also keyboard commands for those as well. You've got cab secure radio. Been over that before as well. You know what that's all about. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't use that, Alan. Ah! He says don't use that. Right. Contacting a signal at a red signal. When standing at a red signal, press the SG button. At sig sent will appear with a message has been sent. Wait. Soon after the signal will reply with a wait. This will always reply regardless of whether you can pass the signal or not. So still do press tab if required. So it's just another bit of simulation which I'm very, very pleased to see in there. There was on the Wagons AP315, it did the tab for you. But that has been a bit broken since 64-bit, so I'm guessing since 64-bit's not been able to be done. So the emergency message button works as well. Lamp test also works, that lights everything up for you. You've heard the CSR beepers, we've been going through different areas. So it's been picking up the different areas we've been going through. Slam doors have been through. Auxiliary cupboard. The auxiliary cupboard on the non-driver side of the cab contains a selection of miniature circuit breakers. A number of these have been simulated as below. So this was the cupboard that was over here. EP brake. This will disable the EP brake. The auto brake will only be available for braking. AWS, TPWS. It will be disabled if fitted. Lighting and heating. This will turn off saloon lights. Meter cab lights. This will turn off the in-cab instrument lights. Route indicator, turn off the route indicator, and compressor control will disable the compressor. This thing is just crazy. I'm doing a lot of coasting because I'll come to another manual if I get a chance. Has cold start option, so that's a full cold start. That looks amazing. Right, my favourite section of any AP manual is, of course, Richard's bits and bobs. Let me just get rid of my flies off the windscreen there. And start braking. The sounds. They are so... I don't know if you guys will hear it on YouTube properly, but they are amazingly complex. I can hear so much going on. And those of you that have remember slammers like this, I can almost smell them. I can literally almost smell it. Right, but this section of the manual is dedicated to aspects of the pack that don't warrant a dedicated section, but still of note. When I say this, don't think that's how Rich has written it. It's just how I'm reading it. Dyslexia is a pain in the backside. Put words where there are and take words out where there... Take words out where there aren't and put words out where... I'll just stop. I'm on a bit of a hill here, so this better not... I was going to say. That's it. Go on. Get ready. Get ready. Steady. Oh, by the post! Go! Go, go, go! I'm going to have too much fun with that. Right. How many hopper or droplet windows that are open is dependent on season and weather. For example, there'll be more windows open during the summer compared to the winter, and it's equally more open on a dry summer's day compared to a wet summer's day. There's one open there already. Really? Really? Phone cord in the cab wobbles as you gain speed. I haven't even paid that much attention to in here yet. I will do though. Wobbly speedometer needle, especially at low speed. Yeah, you can see it actually going for it now. Which is how most speedos of this sort of generation were. Random fly spats and windscreen, we've seen that. The squealing of the brakes as you come to a stop is a classic sound of these units. A random selection of sounds are played from a choice of 74 individual sound samples. Every time you come to a stop to try and simulate the variance you would hear in real life, individual bogies will also start squealing at different... Come on! The picture of the motor generator, so that's like what powers the lighting. It's like 700 volt and a 700 volt high tension, a 70 volt low. I can't even remember, but basically it powers things like the auxiliaries, so your heating, lighting, control circuits, that sort of thing. So that changes depending on what loads on it. If you try and apply power with a handbrake applied, the buzzer will sound to alert you to this. There's a 1 second delay between the AWS, of course. Headlights only provide illumination during the hours of darkness. For the most realistic visual appearance within the confines of the simulator, the saloon lights and route indicator light will only be turned on by default between 1 hour before sunset and 1 hour after sunrise. Right, as I turn them on. So I'm guessing... Yeah, that does look more realistic, to be honest. Hang on, did that just sort of... Did those lights come on at different times there? That might have just been me tripping. Wipers operate on AI services if it's raining. And then tells you how to drive it, set it up in the scenario editor, that sort of thing. Right, scenarios. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as per normal with a stock pack. There is a Victoria Dover Priory. That's 1 Sierra 36 on the Chatham main lines. 2 Kilo 66, which is Dover Priory to Victoria, which is the scenario we're doing now, Chatham main lines. 2 Tango 65, which is Tunbridge to Stroud. I'll say it properly because people go mad if I say it in the jokey way I usually say it, which is Stroud. It's It's because I said it wrong once on a stream and it became a joke, so don't worry about that. Waterloo, they're all on Chatham main lines, and then you've got Waterloo to Poole on the southwestern main lines. Then you've got Weymouth Waterloo on southwestern main lines, and then you've got Brockenhurst, Lymington Pier, Brockenhurst on Southampton to Bournemouth, which is southwestern main lines. Well, I never. Well, I never. Then, of course, there's the credits at the bottom. There's one for Nick, who does the scripting. There's one for the Southern Electric Traction Group. I know Geordie's name's not in here, but he did the visuals. And also, the destination blinds, if I remember rightly, I think are Chris Horsfield's on the exterior. The textures for them. Oh, do you know I can come off the power? There might not be. I don't know. I don't know if they were used in the end. I know they were going to be used. I'd have to double check. Right, price $29.99. I am already seeing way more than $29.99's worth of value in this. Way, way more. The scenario possibilities this opens up, the scenarios that can be backdated, the scenarios that are already out there that could be updated, sorry, for this, are just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I am buzzing to see what the third-party community does with this, scenario-wise. Like, really, 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 really buzzing. It's going to be something special. The drive of this is like nothing else I've ever driven in Train Sim. The fact we can now hand notch, the way the brakes bite, the way the doors open before you come to a stop, the sounds, the complexity, the flashovers in the when you come off the controls, the power. It isn't third rail gap flash, by the way. It is in that box. I can't remember what it's fully called. You can hear that whine in the background. It's the motor generator. It's just visually beautiful. It sounds beautiful. The fact that you can come and mess about in the emergency cupboard, because you know everybody's wanted to do that. That's a fuse key, and that's a short circuiting bar. So you put that end under the third rail and then look away, push it down really hard. One big movement, and that would short circuit the section you're in to make sure that cut the power. It's not something you completely rely on, but in an emergency, that's what you'd have to do. And the paddle again would be paddling up the third rail shoes, and this is a fuse key for the fuses which are on the side. There's videos all about these on YouTube anyway. I don't know why I'm waffling on about them. Here would be where a shoe fuse would be. But I'm appalled. I just don't think the pack's worth it because there's no shoe fuse in there. Just don't buy it. I want to listen to it from the outside pulling away. Just the nostalgia. The fact that you can hear the bogey run sounds with everything sounds so separate, but the depth, I can't really describe it. The fact this thing has 74 individual brake squeals. Think of the combinations, and each bogey can do it at a different time. It's never going to sound the same stopping, is it? I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Feature-wise, detail-wise, looks-wise, this is the best thing in TS at the moment. Sorry, let me rephrase that. No, I just, with the hand notching, with the sound, the depth of the sounds, the texture and the wobble on the phone cord is mesmerisingly immersive. Swore I just saw a hand there. I was like, no way. But the drop lights are there as well, so I wonder if you get, like, if you get one of the other views. I think you must have to pick when the scenario that what coach has the passenger view in. And I think, don't quote me on this one, but I think this is also the video. This is also, it was a set that the video of the third Sam was done in as well. Oh, 92? Such a noise. That weird sort of dripping sound you hear, that's not that's the rain outside the shed, but it wouldn't surprise me if this thing rains you got a drip noise behind you. Grotty, filthy, smelly, they stank. Wait till I drive this at night and just do that all the time. The fact that you never quite know what you're going to get excites me. going to get grip now? Yeah, you got grip. You've got that variability factor of the brakes and the power. So it could be like an underpowered, sluggish unit. Like drivers would always say, oh, 411, blah, 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 blah. That's the worst one of the fleet. That is sluggish. It's crap in the snow. It's freezing cold. Cab heat don't work in it. It's like a larder, that one. And now we're going to have that in TS. Randomised, but in TS. So no matter how well you do your scenarios, you're going to be like a real driver having to actually fight against the actual times by if you're trained slower to accelerate 10% slower, you're going to be at a much 10% disadvantage. I'm lost for words. It's unreal. And like I said, I knew this was coming. But did I know the features that were going to be in it? No, not a chance. I've not been told not a tenth of what's in this. Oh, I'm sorry, guys, because the stream's chat's on, so I'm just about to go into a stream. Let me turn those off. Oh, because I should be on YouTube, that's why. There we go. Well, it's just about to notch down there. That 2 or 3 seconds does get its bite back. Try and keep it at 60. That's going to be another thing. Oh, this is going to take some learning, I tell you. I'm glad I'm not streaming this tonight, I tell you that for nothing. I'm stopping Bromley. It's just a challenge, but a dream. There are going to be times where I'm going to be screaming blue murder at this thing. Swearing, throwing things around. Working out the EP brake and what point the tread brakes are picking up that sort of that bite. Again, it is just taking this to a new level. It's taking the whole simulation of driving something, the whole physics of how this thing works, to a new level. And for me, it's exactly why I love Train Sim. It's not like driving a modern EMU at all. This isn't a boring, just click it and go. Oh, because it's on O, isn't it? So I think I just have to press T, but of course the door control panel wants to press O as well. Next stop, Victoria. How many miles? 11 miles. We should get some relatively fast running here. The way the motor's pulling against the brakes coming off. Oh. I'm in love. I am seriously in love.
'69 special.
Oh, no, I need to turn the alerts off. Not just the ones that come up, but the audio ones. They shouldn't come up at all. I'm on YouTube one. It's because they're Streamlabs alerts. I do apologise. I would usually have started streaming an hour and 10 minutes ago, so people are just getting a bit eager. Yeah, I'm completely in love with this. I think we've just seen, since the 37, we've just seen such an improvement in texturing and things like that. And the 319... Take out the fact that this is what it is. Take out that this is a forcep, right? Take that out. Just don't worry about what train it is or it's southern region, blah, 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 blah. What this is doing in Train Sim Classic is phenomenal from a technological point of view. From a scripting point of view, from a... It's just exquisite. The whole variability of the traction and the power, I know I've spoken about that already, just brings a whole new dimension to driving a train and TS. I don't even think it's the first time it's been done either, I don't think. I think somebody else has done it. I think they might have done it before with something. Really looking forward to getting this up to 90 at some point. I haven't done any passing yet. I am going to be speeding by the time this comes past me. I do apologise, but... The nostalgia in it, again, is just another thing that I think sells it massively for me. I mean, even not a million years ago. I mean, even sort of when these were still running early. I think they were the longest. I think Wikipedia said these were the longest serving BREMUs, 49 years. But even being in here and seeing that vestibule, right? Oh. Just a Morpeth board for the 40, I'm guessing. Brake grab. Right, sorry, yeah. This vestibule here reminds me, just weirdly, there's an episode of a programme that was called Rail Cops that was in the early 2000s, and there was one day that was a load of rowdy school kids were on a train and the copper had to come down. And this just reminds me of that. See, weird little things. And if you look at a lot of British TV from the era that these were running, and there was a train, this was the archetypal BR train, because lots of things were filmed in London and the southeast and things like that, so it was all over the place. It's like the 86 times 2 trying to get this thing to do the speed you want it to do. Because you're not really... You've got no gauge to see it tapping. So you're relying on the ammeter down here. Really. Well, I am. I don't know if I even should be. To be fair, I don't know if that's fair to do that. So it's like a whole new skill set I'm going to have to learn to drive it. I don't even care if I'm doing the right speed, I just want to try and get it to hold A speed. So that's me at the max notches, the max amps of notch 2, because we're on the hill as well, we're on a good gradient. So now I'm sort of guessing that 40 mile an hour is going to be about a couple of notches into... Not a couple of notches into notch 2. That was also double yellow that I just came through. And that'd be single yellow. I mean, I am like very, very late. I'm agreeing. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Nah, she's slipping everywhere. So the thing, actually, I was reading the 400 series manual before I got my hands on this in real life, just to try and remind, because the way the Southern region EMUs work is not alien to me, but there are some definite differences than, especially sort of the third gen EMUs that I like to drive, like 370, 365s, that sort of thing. One of the interesting things in that book is it talks about coasting and power usage. And for the Southern region's electricity bill in 1981 for traction power alone was £40 million. So imagine what that would be today. Tell you something similar, I'm not using this, I'm because my Q's over here. My AWS plunger's over there, I'm using Q quite a lot. As much as I love this train, I'm dreading streaming it though. It takes a phenomenal amount of concentration. I can really see why people who drove slammers, especially like this, absolutely loved them and thought things like the 465 and that were just boring to drive. It's like, I want to say, going from steam to diesel. I'm not saying it is, maybe not as dramatic as that, but I want to sound dramatic because I feel dramatic in this ridiculously dramatic train. It's definitely a madam, I'll tell you that for nothing. The way it slips. Use that gradient to knock off some speed. Going through another CSR zone, so you get the beep of the CSR in a second. Unless we're already still in the same area. Which it sounds like we would have been. I can keep it at 30. Oh, there it goes. Change now. Try and rag it up to 45. On some dry track, this thing's going to have some absolute pace. Diverging, that's still at 45. That should have been 30 if I'm honest. Yeah, should be doing 30 here. 35. You can tell an awful lot. I'll tell you another thing with this that I've noticed. I'm telling an awful lot of what I'm doing with the sound, not necessarily looking at gauges. And that's pretty telling. See if we can overload it. Don't think I'm going to be able to. Still slipping. But I wonder if it's going to bite. Let's just let it slip and see if it bites. I don't think it's going to. I'd be in some big trouble. That would be some hot wheels. Hot Wheels. Dad joke of the day done. CSR area 15 now. There we go. On a wonderful approach into London, Victoria. What can I say? Sum this up while I'm here, because we're going to get stopped before going into Victoria by the looks of things. Even this has just made me think of a documentary where there's a driver driving one of these coming into Victoria, getting stopped by signals on the way in. I think it's Running to Time. Was a documentary. Or Old Dirty and Late, actually, could have been. Should you go and get this? Yes. Is it value for money? If you're going to use it, it's exceptional value for money. The liveries that this is coming with, the interiors, the amount of detail that's gone. If you think every passenger view has to be modelled like a static cab view, it's not just. I can see what's gone into this. And it's a lot more than I was even told about. So I am 110% behind this bit. This is a product. 110%. If you want something that's just stop and go, and you push a button and you stop it, this isn't for you. If you want something that you're going to have to learn and control, and you want realism, something without sounding too cliche that you're going to have a bit of respect for, really. A bit like the 86. It's a bit of a challenge. This is the one for you. Without a doubt. I know I keep going on about the hand notching, but it's just so alien in TS for me that it's brilliant. And there's going to be people coming in the video like tomorrow going, I got it first time. I don't know why you say it's a challenge. It's just normal. If you're one of those people, good on you. Good on you. Fantastic. For me, it's a challenge. And I'm saying it from my point of view. It will take some time to learn. holding your speed at a set speed is going to take some learning. Understanding the gradients and how, if you're on the power and you start slipping, or you're going to come up on top of a gradient, you're going to be higher notch than you actually need to be within that. You're going to have to come off without losing time. It blowing my mind. I know that's easy to do. I know that's easy to do, especially when it comes to technical things, but hands down, they have done a spectacular job with this. I don't really want to stop driving it, but I'm not allowed to show it off on stream tonight. So I've just got to go back to doing a video of it. I'll be doing another video of this on launch day, so you will see it. You'll see a few of the videos with this in it without fail. It will also be on the, well, you're not going to see this till launch day anyway, so I can say, so this will be on Thursday night stream, so if you want to watch some more of this, pop on over to Alan Thomson Sim on Twitch and join us for a night of driving this on stream. I think you know my thoughts already. I'm not going to sum it up for you. If I was to give this a score at the moment, this is probably one of the most technically advanced pieces of kit we have in Train Simulator to this day. A very strong 9 out of 10 for me. I haven't found a fault yet, but bear with me. I may find something that I don't like, or something that's odd, or something that needs tweaking. I don't know. Downsides, I don't know how to change the passenger views. And it's going to be a challenge to learn, but that's not a bad downside. Good side, everything. Right. Alright guys, thank you very much for joining me. Please feel free to like, share and subscribe. Head over to alanthomsonsim.com for all your latest and greatest train sim needs. Heading over to armstrongpowerhouse.com, of course, for this at the princely sum of $29.99. Yeah, I'm not going to say much more than that, guys. Go and enjoy it. I'll catch you next time.